From a worker being pulled into a spinning machine to a garbage worker struck by a speeding car, a man run over by a forklift, and a mechanic hit by an out-of-control vehicle, today we present some of the most shocking workplace accidents ever recorded on camera. This man walked toward a large, spinning drum and began touching it with his leg. Unfortunately, the machine caught his leg and pulled him inside. Early in the morning, a dump truck stopped, and a worker began loading garbage into the truck. Unfortunately, a car traveling at high speed approached and struck the worker. While this man was walking, a forklift carrying a heavy load came speeding toward him and hit him. While the punching machine was still running, the worker put his hand inside and ended up crushing it. Inside a garage, a worker was carrying out his duties when an out-of-control vehicle suddenly entered the area. The car struck him and pinned him against the wall. After a water leak occurred on the road, a plumber began repairing it from the opposite side. Unfortunately, a motorcycle approached and struck him during the maintenance work. After a rock became stuck in a grinding machine, the worker stepped onto it in an attempt to free it. When the rock was suddenly released, his leg came into contact with the grinding mechanism, causing his leg to grind. While the truck was reversing, a man leaned his head outside the factory to guide the driver. Unfortunately, the truck struck him and pinned him against the wall. This worker placed his head at the rear of a truck and activated the hydraulic tailgate's closing mechanism. As the tailgate slowly began closing, he became trapped and was crushed beneath it. While the woman was standing outside someone's house, a heavy concrete structure above her gave way and fell, instantly crushing her. One worker was opening the rear gate of a truck, while another worker was standing beside him. A speeding car then came and struck the man who was standing nearby. To inspect the work, the supervisor stood on a concrete panel while it was being lifted by a crane. The loose soil gave way, and he was buried in it. The worker was filling a drum with petrol when it caught fire and exploded. What do you think happened to the worker? Share your thoughts in the comments. While the machine was still running, the worker touched the spinning belt. His hand got caught in it and was pulled into the machine. The worker attempted to take a shortcut to pick up the materials. Unfortunately, his clothing became caught in a rotating part of the machine, which pulled him in and caused him to be spun around. After the car arrived, the man approached the door to open it. However, the driver mistakenly pressed the accelerator pedal instead of the brake, causing the vehicle to move forward and run over the man. The woman walked toward the bus and attempted to step on board. However, the bus began to move before she had fully entered, causing her to fall, and her leg was run over by the rear wheel. Fortunately, a nearby scooter rider managed to brake in time and avoided hitting her. While the truck was exiting the factory, the worker attempted to close the gate before the vehicle had completely cleared the entrance. Unfortunately, he was struck by the rear section of the truck, and his hand was severely crushed in the incident. Early in the morning, the man was stepping outside his house when a car approached at high speed and crashed into the property. Unfortunately, he was struck in the incident. While the truck was reversing, the workers sitting in the rear bucket lowered their bodies to avoid hitting the overhead concrete structure. Unfortunately, one worker was struck by the concrete during the process. What do you think happened in this situation, and who do you believe was at fault? The driver or the workers seated in the back of the truck? While the three-wheeler was in motion, a forklift approached from the opposite direction and collided with it, severely damaging the vehicle. The impact was extremely strong, and the driver appeared to lose consciousness. While riding a scooter inside the factory, he moved too close to a front-loading vehicle, and the vehicle struck him. Fortunately, he was extremely lucky to escape the accident safely. The truck was being lifted by a crane, and two workers were standing nearby. Suddenly, due to excessive weight, the crane became unstable and collapsed, causing the front load to fall onto them. The person you see falling is the operator. Just imagine what may have happened to him. Do you think he survived this incident? Share your thoughts in the comments.